Hey y'all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South, more specifically Little Rock, Arkansas, home of the nation's most beloved president, Bill Clinton, and possible future president, Hillary Clinton. Actually, I'm not sure if Hillary Clinton is from Little Rock. I probably should have looked that up before I went ahead and said that. Now, I probably look like an idiot here standing next to her. That is actually a barge full of coal. It's heading up behind me. But the reason I'm here alongside the river in Little Rock, Arkansas is to show you the thing that gave this wonderful town its name. The Little Rock of Little Rock. So you can see, this is actually it's kind of a big rock as far as rocks go. It's not a boulder by any means, but much larger than just a stone that you'd skip over a river such as this one. But the Little Rock, as you can see here, it's got a little plaque explaining why it's Little Rock. So, Little Rock, Arkansas, named after this little rock. This city's named after a rock. The reason this city is named after a rock is back in the old-timey times, a French explorer was discovering this area and saw this rock jutting up from the riverbank and used it as a marking point and say, okay, remember that. Remember the little rock right here. This is how we'll know that we're in the same place. And so, naturally, name caught on. Oh, here we are at the Little Rock. Didn't know that this bustling metropolis would adapt the name of that, the Little Rock. So we got this bustling metropolis, sprawling millions of people. It's all named after a rock. Now, this is not the only city named after a rock that I've been to. Actually, Blowing Rock, North Carolina is also named after a rock. That rock's actually pretty cool, though. It's not just a rock like this. It's pretty cool. I'll talk about that some other time, because we're not here to talk about Blowing Rock, North Carolina. That bard's name is Miss Alex. We're not here to talk about Blowing Rock, North Carolina. We're here to talk about Blowing Rock, Arkansas. And actually, the reason the rock is not in the river anymore is they actually broke it off the river and moved it and put it over in front of the state capitol as a marker. You know, this is what our city's named after. It's Little Rock. But apparently there was some confusion. People would hear the story about the Little Rock in the river and go to the river and say, hey, there is no Little Rock out here. And so, to compromise, I guess they didn't want to put the rock back in the river, so they put it here next to the river, next to its former home, so it could look out onto the river and see where it used to live. Town named after a rock. Besides Little Rock, Arkansas, Blowing Rock, North Carolina, are there any other towns that are named after rocks? I'm sure there are. There has to be. So I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to make, hopefully, and I'll put it on my blog, www.thecarpetbagger.org, list of top 10 towns named after rocks. You may have to help me out on this one. Anyway, I appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this nonsense. If you love this nonsense, or even if you like this nonsense or are ambivalent about this nonsense, check out my website, www.thecarpetbagger.org. I've got some cool stuff up there. You might not think it's cool, roadside attractions, southern culture, ridiculous stories, folk heroes, mannequins, taxidermy, circus freaks, all sorts of great stuff. But anyway, www.thecarpetbagger.org. I don't know if I've said that yet. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys later. So, it may be ridiculous that I just did a video about a rock. Maybe not as ridiculous as naming your city after a rock, but what's truly ridiculous is paying $5 to see a rock, which I did. www.thecarpetbagger.org.